Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jen on What's Up Wednesday. Today is Wednesday morning. I know I usually do Facebook Live at 1 p.m., but I'm going to post it all day. I'm actually on vacation on Turks and Caicos with my family. This is Grace Bay. It's beautiful, beautiful weather here today. I know I should be wearing my sunglasses, but otherwise you won't be able to see me as I speak to you. So I am in the shade actually under an umbrella, so hopefully it's light enough for you to see me. Again, hi everyone, I'm Dr. Jen. And today on What's Up Wednesday, I thought I'd talk about first aid kits and traveling with kids and what you should bring. And actually the reason why I'm doing this today is yesterday I went snorkeling with my family and I must have touched a rope around where we were snorkeling by accident, and I got a contact rash, and they told me it was from fire coral, and right away my arms swelled up. It got really red, itchy, burning. The locals told me to use some vinegar, and that actually did help a bit draw out the redness and the pain. It started to get a little bit better, but when I got back to the hotel, I was able, with my first aid kit, to use some antihistamine and some cortisone cream, and now today I'm totally gone. My arm is better. So when I posted that yesterday, someone asked specifically, what should you put in your first aid kit for traveling? And I get that a lot as a pediatrician, so I thought I'd go through some simple things that are musts to bring with you when you're on vacation with your kids. So first of all, definitely sunscreen is probably the most important thing, right? You want to look for an SPF 30 or above. And the most important thing I'm going to tell you is to reapply, and just keep reapplying it to your children every couple of hours. Even when they come out of the pool, it doesn't matter if it says waterproof on it. It does not stay on very long if they're swimming all day in the pool or the ocean. So you want to reapply. You also want to look for one, if you can, that is a barrier as opposed to a chemical sunscreen. The barrier ones are like zinc oxide, titanium dioxide. They usually have that like whitish color, but now there's the ones that actually rub into the skin a bit more, so it's not so annoying to children. But those are the best ones to use. You also want to stay away from sprays. So creams, lotions are so much better, even the stick. Sprays, I know you think it's easy, but also it can make them cough, they can ingest it. And also it just does not cover the skin as well. And so oftentimes you think that when you spray them and you think that they've got a lot of sunscreen on them, there's usually blotches or spaces that they get burned from. So you really want to make sure that you use a lot of sunscreen. The recommended for a child is an ounce, like a shot glass. So an ounce of sunscreen each time you're applying it. So you're probably going to be going through a lot. You should bring some, but you probably have to buy some more, even when you're on vacation as well too. You just can't go wrong by having too much sunscreen, because if you're burnt or your child is burnt, they're going to be very, very uncomfortable, and that does not make for such a great vacation. So just keep reapplying. There's swim shirts, there's SPF shirts that you can wear as well too. Hats, make sure that if you're at the beach, you can have an umbrella. Sunglasses, even for kids, so important for their eyes too. So that's pretty much sun care prevention. So in the travel kit, you want to make sure that you come with the sunscreen. But what happens if they do get some sun poisoning? So you want to make sure that you take them out of the sun right away. You keep them in the shade. Cool compresses can be helpful as well too. Other things that are really important is Band-Aids. I'm going to tell you, like kids, right? You might be going on a vacation and they've been used to wearing sneakers, and now they may have new sandals, and so they get blisters. So Band-Aids, bring lots of Band-Aids. It's easier if you have them in your first aid kit. An ACE bandage too, running around. Sometimes there's a twist or a sprained ankle that you don't really need to see a doctor, but sometimes an ACE bandage can be helpful for an arm or a wrist too, if you're pretty certain that it's not broken or nothing to worry about. So that's great to have too. Those ice packs now that you can buy, basically, you crack them and they get cold, is a great thing to have too. I mean, often if you're staying in a big hotel, you probably can get ice from the concierge or from the kitchen, but ice is really helpful for injuries. It helps swelling a lot too, so it's really important to ice any injuries that you or your child may have. For minor cuts, things to keep, like creams and ointments, Vaseline, Aquaphor, great moisturizers, both. Just slather them on. Again, the sun can be very drying, as well as just being outside all day long. And also for cracked lips or dry lips from the sun. You can use something with SPF in it, but also Vaseline or Aquaphor can be really helpful as well too. I always say travel with an antibiotic ointment, something like a Neosporin or a bacitracin in case they've gotten some cuts just before they get really infected. That may be helpful as well too. And as I said, I told you I got sort of stung yesterday, but bug bites is like a really big thing. So if they are itchy, cortisone cream, it will help the redness. That can be very helpful too. You also want to make sure that you bring an antihistamine when you travel. So an antihistamine is in case there's an allergic reaction. It helps the itching, redness, swelling. Obviously, if your child has a severe allergy that you know of, make sure that you have EpiPens that you bring with you. But if they have an allergy or like a swelling from bug bites or something, an antihistamine can be very, very helpful. So there's ones like Benadryl, which work right away, though that can be a little sedating or make them tired. And then there's other things like Claritin and Zyrtec as well too. So you can speak with your pediatrician if you want to see which one they prefer for your child to bring with you. But it's always good to have an antihistamine. I also think whenever you're traveling with children, you want to make sure that you bring a fever reducer, pain reliever. So that's acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, or ibuprofen, which is Motrin or Advil, which can be used for kids over the age of 6 months. Always important because you never know when they're going to have cuts or bumps or headaches or not feel well. Just good to have as first line liquid version. It also comes in chewable, so whatever your child likes, but make sure you have that in your travel kit as well too. Tweezers is always good too. Kids are running around without shoes on, and sometimes they get splinters. If you're able to get it out yourself, that's great. If you're not, you may need, if it's hurting them, you may need to see a doctor as well. But tweezers is a really good thing to keep in your first aid kit. What else? So kids also get a lot of, I'm going to say, diaper rashes because they do a lot of swimming, especially if they're wearing swim diapers, or even if they're not, they're in and out of the pool, the ocean, the sand. So make sure you bring a lot of diaper cream, whichever one you prefer. But the best barrier diaper creams have zinc oxide in them. The higher the dose percentage of zinc oxide, the better. That will help protect. So every time you change them, you want to put on a big coating of diaper cream, and the zinc oxide would be, you want to like slather it on. I would say like icing on a cake. That's like the best way to do it. You really want it really thick, and that can be very, very helpful. If you think though that they have more of a diaper rash that's not contact from being wet, but it looks more like a lot of little red bumps, it may be a fungal infection. So you might need an antifungal cream, and that's again just from the moisture and the wetness, and that area is just very prone to fungal infections. So you may need like a Lotrimin cream or a nystatin cream. So those are good antifungals. Cortisone cream, like I said, a Vaseline and Aquaphor, and those are always important to carry with you. And what other things can I tell you? I think it's always important to know when you're away, if you need medical care, where can you get it? So is there an urgent care center that you can go to? Is there a doctor that you can be seen at the hotel where you're staying or nearby? So sometimes just researching that ahead of time can be super helpful, because when you're in the thick of things and your child is sick, often you don't really know what to do. So I think that's really important. You want to make sure, if possible, that they're either a pediatrician or family medicine, someone that knows kids, because they have different doses. Ear infections are common when kids are away, when they travel. And again, it's hard to know, over the phone. I can't really tell someone if they have a real ear infection or if it's a swimmer's ear. They're treated totally differently with different medications. And so often they do need to be seen so that the right diagnosis can be made, which brings me to traveling with antibiotics. I'm sure you may have asked your pediatrician, but I get many requests to bring antibiotics with. And to be quite honest, it's not the best idea to just take an antibiotic with you on vacation, because there are different antibiotics for different illnesses. You only need them for bacteria illnesses and not viruses and colds. So you sometimes don't know what you're treating, and you may not have the correct dose. So if you really need an antibiotic, then you should be seen by a pediatrician or a healthcare provider somewhere where you are on vacation. That's why I said it's good to seek that out ahead of time. Yes, I know it's different if you're going to some totally remote place where there are no physicians for miles. I totally understand that. I have travel consult with my patients regarding what to look out for if that's the case, and that's just a very specific, different situation. Also, I forgot to talk about insect bites and insect repellent and bug repellent. So again, kids may get a few bug bites, and that's okay. But again, if you're going to an area or you're really concerned, yes, kids can use insect repellent or bug repellent, and there's so many different kinds. There's chemical-free ones, but you have to remember a lot of those, again, have to reapply, may only work for up to an hour or so. If you're going to some place like where there's malaria or you're really, really worried about bug bites, then you should use one that has DEET in it. That is a chemical, but we do know that when used correctly and in the correct amounts for children, it does work. It does prevent those bites, specifically if you're going away and it's necessary. So don't, and it's also approved for kids under 6 months of age and up. Those ones off. So just again, speak to your pediatrician if you have concerns. There's also like lemon oil of eucalyptus, which is great to use too. That works. But again, for kids under 3, it's not advised. It also can be burned to their eyes, and have to be very careful. So again, it's important if you need bug spray to use it, but you don't want to keep reapplying it the same as you do with the sunscreen, which I want you to reapply to your child every few hours so they don't get burned, so they don't get blisters, so they feel good now, obviously, and helps to prevent against skin cancer as they get older. And I think that was all the pretty much information I wanted to tell you today. So I am, as I said, here at Grace Bay at the lovely 7 Stars Resort, having a great time with my family today. So wanted to bring this a little bit earlier than usual, but I'll post and keep it up. If you want to know more information about caring for your child, your newborn and toddler, you can please go to my website, drjen.com, and find out all about Pediatrician in Your Pocket. Find out this information about what to bring in your travel kit. It's written down there as well too. You can get the whole series. Have me whenever you need, answering all these types of questions 24/7 with Pediatrician in Your Pocket. I hope you guys have a great time if you are on spring break with your family as well too. And it's Dr. Jen. I'll see you again next week. Have a great day.